Let's jump right in, Steve. When I was younger, I used to dream of being in the Olympics. I especially loved gymnastics and diving. People flying through the air, somersaulting toward gold, silver, and bronze, or not. It didn't matter. These and many other people inspired my imagination and encouraged me to try flips and twists as I swam and dove on Saturdays with my dad and brothers at the University of Illinois Chicago pool. I didn't take up competitive diving until my junior year at Morehouse College. I dove a lot that summer during lunch breaks from my engineering internship, and my girlfriend at the time suggested I try out for the team. I did. While I performed poorly, Coach Gary Wyatt at Morehouse admired my guts to try different dives, despite my lack of training. I dove for Morehouse and then for Georgia Tech, where I continued my engineering studies. At Georgia Tech, I was pushed further in my training, learning to face my fears and failures over and over, and I still loved it. It was through Georgia Tech that I became a lifeguard for the '96 Summer Olympics and got to fulfill my childhood dreams of diving at the Olympics, end quotes. My title, Diving While Black, plays on the phrase, driving while black. This phrase is often used to capture the complex, racialized experiences of African Americans driving. It mainly points toward experiences traversing the segregated South of the 50s and 60s and a carryover of racial discrimination on roads across the U.S. Expanded access to cars, roads, and driving was often depicted as increasing freedoms. But even increased freedoms could have dangerous consequences for African Americans. Driving while black refers to the possibility of being stopped and questioned by police or others who wanted to police the lines of racial difference and remind blacks of their place. Separate, but not equal. This is Howard University's swim team here, the only African-American swim team in Division I sports and one of the few remaining swim teams for historically black colleges and universities. The legacies of separate but unequal access resound across U.S. social spaces and everyday life, and they continue to intertwine with other stereotypes. Blacks are afraid of water, blacks can't swim. The contemporary reality, 64% of African-American youth, 31% of white youth do not know how to swim, both relatively high numbers. Restricted access to pools and other economic factors limit African-American participation in the history of the sport of diving. No swimming, unlikely to dive. Springboard diving developed as a competitive sport in the late 1800s and became an Olympic sport in the 1900s. Fortunately, women were included early on. Early judging evaluated the gracefulness of plain dives and the somersaults and twists of fancy diving. The sport has changed in the last 100 years. Today, competitive divers have compulsory and open dives in 4 body positions, straight, pike, tuck, or free, 4 directional orientations, forward, backward, inward, or reverse, and the possibility of adding twists. Platform divers also have handstands to start as part of their compulsory dives. African-American divers and black divers around the world contort their torsos, tumble through the air, and aim to make as little a splash as possible as they break the surface of most normalized imaginings of springboard and platform divers. They might do a 5-1, 2-5B. Which one is that? Okay. A forward 2.5 pike with a full twist. Or a 2-0-3C. No, okay. One of my favorite dives, a back 1.5 pike. You should ask any diver their favorite dive. Michael Wright earned the title, the first African-American to win the national title when he won the USA Diving Winter National Championships in 2010. He became the head coach at South Carolina in 2022, and recently the assistant diving coach for his alma mater, the Tennessee Vols, during the upcoming 2025-26 season. He was also the Speedo Ninja on American Ninja for 5 seasons, if you are interested. Kristen Hayden, and Speedos in particular, Kristen Hayden has frequently noted how Michael Wright inspired her diving aspirations. She's recognized as USA's diving's first black female national champion, the first black U.S. diver to qualify for the FINA World Championships. She won the 2021 mixed synchronized 3-meter national championship with her partner, Quinn Henninger. She competed at University of Minnesota and also Indiana University, and spent 2 years preparing for Olympic and international competitions in 2020. Right now, there are no African-American divers on the U.S. diving team, but Jordan Window is a Cambodian-American who is making his own waves, along with other U.S. diving competitors. Jennifer Abel was born and raised in Canada, whom she represented and medaled in the 2012 and 2020 Olympics. In the synchronized diving, she earned a bronze in 2012 and a silver in 2020. She has the most medals for all Canadian divers at 10 in international competitions. Yona Knight Wisdom is a former Olympic diver competing in 2016, 2020, and 2024. He's born in England but represents Jamaica, and he spends his time now holding camps and trainings to inspire young Jamaicans and others to compete in diving at the international level. Sailor Hawkins, an all-star high school athlete, made the move from her home state in Minnesota to dive at the University of North Texas. She competed in 1 meter, 3 meter, and platform diving competitions from 2019 through 2024 and is currently on track to complete her MBA. She may be done by this talk. Morenike, or Nike Agumbiade, was a high school diver in California and eventually attended USC, where she also studied human biology. Her specialty appears to be the platform diving, where she won silver in 10-meter synchronized and also solo bronze in the 22 Berlin FINA Diving World Cup. Here, Diane Maezi is the leader of Diversity organization, working to amplify inclusivity in the sport of diving. Her trailblazing work has helped open doors for many others, including people like Miles Simon. To work to face one's fears, to work to understand where the perceived challenge is and to go again, to strive toward the beauty of movement. These are some of the lessons I learned and the joys I gained while diving. To give new things a try because you never know where it might take you. They led me to being a lifeguard at the Olympics and living out my childhood dreams while diving when the camera operators needed to test their equipment. I hope you all will continue to pursue your dreams and passions and continue to share those with others because you never know where you might end up or who you might inspire. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Give it up.